Okay, so guess what? I'm going to share some tips on getting ready to date. The most exciting part about falling in love is getting past and surviving the first date. Well, to get to the first date, you have to be in the right mental space and actually be very open and optimistic. So I want to welcome you to being ready to be vulnerable with your heart, being willing to learn something new, to being open to possibilities. As a professional matchmaker, creator, and founder of Intuitive Matchmaking, I've successfully brought lots of couples together. And I've taught my matchmakers how to do the same thing. Now my demand for my clientele has become so high that I've actually had to close and I can't accept any new clients. But guess what? I can still share my tips and ideas. So let's talk about fun ways for you to be able to enjoy getting ready for a date. So first and foremost, we have to get the physical appearance in the right place. I will tell you, men and women, you check each other out. When I first started my agency, I used to actually physically introduce my clients. I'd meet them at a local coffee shop and I would say, hey, you know what? I'll meet you two here. And I'd introduce Jenny to Bob and Bob to Jenny. Well, what I noticed when I would say, hey, I would be saying maybe Bob's name to Jenny and Bob would be looking over to Jenny and Jenny would be looking up and down at Bob. And then I'd look over to Jenny and Bob would be doing the same thing. So it was very interesting watching how both men and women, I honestly used to think that women weren't quite as physically requiring before they would decide if they wanted. I always thought it was a men thing. But actually, women do the same thing. Well, check your butt out, guys, when you walk in. Make sure those jeans are fitted properly, the slacks are right. Ladies, make sure that your pants look right. The other day I was wearing some pants and I'm like, oh, why didn't anybody tell me I needed to wear heels with those slacks? It looks so funny because I have all this material at the bottom, but looking down, it didn't look funny. So stand in front of a full-length mirror and turn around, look, and make sure how you look. Make sure how you come across. It is so important that you take the steps to look your best, to look really good. So let's start at the bottom. Make sure your shoes are polished and not scuffed. I'll tell you, ladies will look at a man's shoes and decide if he really cares. If he can afford nice shoes, that means he takes care of the rest of himself. Ladies, take the time. Look at your outfit. Look that it coordinates. A little pop in the shoes is very sexy. From what I hear, men say they like a lady with some heel. If it elongates on the leg. But ladies, if the guy's about your height, wear some flats. You don't want to top over and dominate oversized ways. You're actually going to be the one more uncomfortable. Most men really don't care about height as much as women do. So that's a little bit on the shoe part. Now, when you go up to the pants, if they're slacks, make sure they're ironed. I don't even like to iron, but it's worth the extra effort. If you wear jeans, make sure they're fitted properly and they have the right coloring. A lot of people I've noticed they wear very saggy jeans or they wear very light bleached out jeans. If they have holes, if they're styled holes, not holes you made, that will not be attractive. Make sure they're freshly clean too. Some people kind of have this attitude of just grab and go. Well, if you don't take the time to put yourself together for a first impression, guess what? You're telling that person you don't care about yourself enough. It's not really about the other person. It's about how much you care about yourself. That's what they're really noticing in the beginning. Now, when you get up to the shirt, ladies, make sure your girls are in the right place. Make sure you have nice lingerie on. Not that you're going to show this. Now, gentlemen, do not expect something on the first date. But ladies, sometimes you kind of forget to kind of put everything in the right place and it looks sloppy. Make it so your poise is nice, your posture is exemplified by just straightening up your back, pull back your shoulders, men and women. Slouchiness is so unattractive. It might be uncomfortable at first, but man, it really draws the attention when you do it correctly, and it does draw the attention when you do it incorrectly. Now, if you're going to be going out for the evening, it's important to wear extra layers because you don't know if the temperature is going to change. Ladies wearing a wrap or a scarf is nice. Gentlemen wear a jacket or sport coat is nice. Something that is light and you feel comfortable in. Now, I have noticed a lot of times people wear oversized clothing. I think this comes from, one, not the self-confidence, knowing how they look. And another part that I notice with that is they maybe lost weight earlier on and haven't bought new clothes. Form fitting makes a difference. Ladies, if you've got curves, make the curves work for you. Gentlemen, if you've got a little bit of pot belly, make sure the shirt doesn't hug your pot belly. It's really not attractive. Make sure you're also wearing a belt. A belt is important. It's not attractive to constantly pull up your pants on the sides. I know I'm guilty. I'm just out and about during the day. I'll be constantly pulling up my pants, but oh, I forgot my belt again. It's distracting. It's inappropriate. You might not pull it up correctly. Your underwear might show and other things might show. So we don't want you to be doing that. We also want to make sure that you take, as you go up, accessorize, moisturize well. Men, take the time to moisturize. Take the time to make sure your skin looks good. Exfoliate ahead of time. A lot of times I see people, their skin is just dull and dry, especially for men without makeup on. You know, it just needs a little bit of fluffing and a little extra effort to it. You also want to make sure that ladies putting makeup on, please do all your makeup. Not that you want to look like Tammy Faye Baker and you've got overkill on the makeup. You just want to make it nice and soft enough that it looks like you care, that you're making your eyes pop out. It's a attention getter. Ladies, put a little extra lipstick on. Make it a little nicer. Again, you're showing that you care about your own self and your own look. Now, accessories. Men, I love it when a guy might wear a little thin necklace or a bracelet. I think it looks very nice. If it doesn't look like you're part of some gangster band going on, you really, so many times they'll over gaudy it up. So look in proportion, not more than 2 things really. And it's only if it's your real style. Otherwise, do not wear jewelry. Do not put anything extra on if you're not naturally going to be comfortable. You're going to be fidgeting with it. Women, please put on some jewelry. Men do notice that you accessorize. Make sure that it just has a little bit of spark, a little bit of bling, a little bit of coordination. If you've got your ears pierced, put some earrings on. Put a nice necklace and put a simple bracelet. Not too much, but have those 3 pieces in place. That will make a difference. Men, please go and shave those ear hairs and nose hairs, please. I know you can't see it. Go to your barber, have them check your ears, get those little toy machine things that just kind of zoom for those little tight areas. It will make a big difference. It also helps you not get a bat in the cave that's really obvious and the girl's staring and feeling like you don't care about yourself. Just a little extra. Ladies, go and get the eyebrows waxed, the upper lip waxed if needed. Take the time to just really get yourself in the right place. Now with the hair, men, if you haven't gotten a haircut in the last 4, maybe 6 weeks, go in and just get a freshened cut. If you've got hair growing over the edges of your ears and your look is supposed to be tailored, it's just not attractive. So just keep that all nice and cleaned up. And the neck hair, oh, men, get rid of that neck hair. Buzz it in the back. Go in. You can get a quick buzz at a barber shop, even if you had a recent haircut. Get the neck hair buzz, please. And for the women, make sure that you take the time to curl it, flat iron it, blow it dry. Frizzy hair, men don't seem to be very drawn to. Take the time to just check out the gray. If there's a little extra there and it's not your style, go to the salon and get yourself taken care of. Be someone that takes care of themselves, but don't look like you're high maintenance. Don't be overkill. Don't be so overdone. If you've got nail polish on and it's all chipped, that's kind of unattractive. It looks like you're just kind of dirty. So take off the nails, polish and buff them nicely. Go in and get a manicure if you need to. Oh, just a side note, don't wear open-toe shoes unless you have beautiful toes. Do not be wearing sandals and flip-flops unless it's appropriate and you've had a very, very, very recent pedicure. You don't want to have that. A lot of people have foot issues. They don't really like feet overexposed. So, just give people a chance to warm up to your more comfortable style. A lot of people think they need to just throw it all out there, but no, in the beginning, you're competing against a lot of other amazing singles. You need to stand out. You need to be unforgettable. Be that person who does the extra. Be the one that just steps out and it's just like, wow, they actually cared. They took the time. Because if you're going to put yourself together, you're going to take the time to get ready for a date, you darn well deserve to take it all the way. Do everything, top to bottom, turn around, make sure everything looks good. Find somebody that can give you feedback if you don't feel like you have enough insight on it. Because if you focus, you do the work, you will find love that is going to happen a lot sooner. You'd be amazed at the things that I hear after a first date that had nothing to do with the person's personality. It had nothing to do with their manners. It had everything to do with what they wore, how they put their hair together, how they were just wearing Birkenstocks and ugly toes, or they just look like they got out of the gym. Doesn't mean that these aren't parts of who you're going to be later on, but you're putting on something to stand out. You're carrying yourself to say, I care about me. Do you care about yourself? You've got to stand out in a way that is memorable. You want to be that person that nobody can forget, that can't wait to see you again. Even if you don't want to go on a second date, that's totally okay. But you want the control. The saddest thing for me is when someone says, oh, I really, really liked him, or I really, really liked her, but I don't know if they want to go out again. You know what it usually is? The person was just kind of boring. They really weren't that exciting. They didn't stand out. They didn't look like they took the time. They were always making excuses. Oh, yeah, I'm still in my work clothes. I was running late. Or, yeah, I didn't really have a chance to get to the salon and fix this or that. Nobody wants to hear it. You have a first impression. What are you going to do with it?